and what will end up going down in a historical day, or a historic day for Ripple, as they finally garner the approval from the New York Department of Financial Services to allow their Ripple stablecoin to go on as planned. This is a very big deal in the landscape for the XRP Ledger, for XRP as a whole, and for at least the ecosystem that starts with Ripple, but that's I'm going with. Obviously, the native token is XRP, but this is a very, very big thing. Um, when does the ramification start? Well, as we could see immediately, the price reversed 26% from that $1.89 level, roughly, all the way up to $2.41 without hesitation. So that was a very big thing. The thing I find funny is the charts dictated this. We didn't know what the news would be, but the charts dictated that we had to come down here. What was the price I kept talking about? Does anybody remember? At least we said as low as 185, right? But we talked about this area pretty much right where it's at. We talked about reworking the breakout area of the pennant flag, and that's exactly what we did. We tested the breakout of the pennant flag where it actually happened, back tested, and now we've fully back tested a couple different key areas. And I'm on here tonight to ask, does my audience see that massive reversal in this bull flag that's set up? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Tether is being delisted in Europe, or at least in the EU markets, on December 13th. And do the math, folks. What did I say a long time ago? XRP, Ripple, via their vast workings with big business and massive accounts, they equate or accounted for, it's either 70 or 80% of the totality of volume used with USDT and USDC combined. 70 to 80% of those funds were needed for the XR or the Ripple transactions. So, I didn't know that this event was going to happen, but I knew we had to come down there. Like, that was an area, and I said, yes, we can go up to $3.10 or $3, but if we do that, it's not, in the short term, we'll be happy, but it's not what we want to do. We still have to make sure we invalidate this little topping reversal, but this is how you start to do it. This is how you make some noise. And this is what we talked about yesterday in the live, which I am so happy to see it like this. We talked about how, yeah, it could come up like this yesterday, but if it was going to come back down, it didn't come back far enough. I talked about how I was nervous yesterday. It needed to come back down farther. There was an FVG somewhere around, we talked about it. It was like $1.85 to $1.88 or $1.87 to $1.89. So I said, as long as it stays as $1.85 or higher, we're fine. And then I said, if it comes below $1.68, it's over. And what I meant by that was this run would be over, because then you'd have to reset somewhere around $1.37, maybe go down to the FVG at 91. So a lot of exchanges right now are making room for RLUSD. And if you're looking for a catalyst and a reason to have a gamble, you can fully gamble here. I am. And the reason why, no, listen. The exchanges in the USA are going to be unaffected. The USDT thing, it's not going to be the ramification people think right now. If the exchange uses USDT, you want an exchange that you can put your money, like mine. I'll tell you right now. So when I go to BLOFIN, and I'm sorry I'm on later, but it was my dad's 66th birthday today, and I surprised him by going over there. So I just got home not too long ago, and he's having some issues, with, might have arteries blocked and this kind of, well, we know one is at least. But anyhow, I don't want to get into that. It was his birthday, so I stopped over there, but I still wanted to do my live. But on BITUNIX, what I do is I have, let's see how much I have on here. I have I don't know, I always keep 4,000 or 5,000 on here in expendable cash if I find an opportunity. But what I do is you have a USDT option, right? Or you just type in USDC. You go to USDC, and when it's in USDT, you just simply go to a market order and you buy USDC. So now when I'm not in a trade, my money sits in USDC. Let's see how much I have. Yeah, I have like $5,000 in USDC. because I'm not an AMP, because when it showed the breakdown, obviously I'm not going to keep my money in there. And then I've always got spendable money in here. Always have money in case there's an opportunity. So, but I keep it in USDC. In USDC. Does it go through to you so I can? Oh, absolutely. I've gotten your donations through Cash App. I've gotten a couple of them, so I definitely have been getting them through Cash App. Oh, if it would have went to $1.45, it would have been a huge bargain for some. But the problem is it wouldn't have. It might not have been if it didn't hold this area. $1.37 would have been, but now I don't think we have to worry about that. So let me get back on track. What I meant by if you're willing to take a gamble, you can certainly take one here. Oh, they're not sure things, folks. These are never sure things. But you're looking for some kind of momentum. Now, look how big this W is. Remember what we talked about? It's starting to replicate itself when we were in the pre-breakout stages. We start here. That's the first part of the W. We came here. Remember we said uncomfortable. That's not far enough down. So now it made a bigger turn, and now it make the bullish Gartley. Makes the inverse head and shoulders possibly because boom, boom, right shoulder. As long as you don't come back below the neckline here. And oh yeah, you would have to have some stones, right? 5x trade, that's about a 35%. Hey, just do $100. And I'm not a financial advisor. I didn't say anything. Take $100 if you want to gamble. Mind you, my portfolio's getting pretty big now, and I have about $300 in total dedicated to leverage trading, and my account's worth probably, I don't even want to speculate. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it, but I did like 8 or 9,000 of total investments, maybe 10 total, and it's at least 6 to 7 times, if not more, higher than that. So you can do the math. And I only have $300 dedicated to leverage. So what does that say about me? I'm using 0.0001%. So do the same thing, folks. No, they're not going to burn XRP to... You don't want them to burn XRP for RLUSD. They're two different entities. Remember that. The only thing that's going to happen with XRP, with RLUSD, is the fact that XRP is the preferred gas token of the XRP Ledger. And some people don't understand what that means, but that is huge for this whole event. Oh, it's so huge. It's so huge. But man, I love this. I love it. I love that. I just love that setup. That's a huge bull flag. I mean, that's a massive flag. And that's a massive Gartley on a much bigger W. I mean, this thing could blow the roof off. We talked about how maybe this was a falling wedge. And if you look at it, ideally, a wedge would look like this, right? And that's probably what happened. But I pulled it out so that we could see it easier. But when I say the falling wedge, this is what I was talking about. You start out wide, you get the lower highs. Although there is lower lows here with it, which is how you form the wedge. And then it tightens in at the end. Look, I mean, we're midway through here almost. And you could speculate, but it's done everything. And then it holds the uptrend from the pennant flag. This is what I was trying to show yesterday in live. I don't know how many of you were here. But we tried to show the uptrend in the pennant flag. And it would have filled the FEG if it held that. And, you know, if I had to write a bullish scenario out, I could not write a more bullish one. I could not write a more bullish one. Like, I can't believe it happened like this. Like that RLUSD would be the way it is. So let me I know Uphold is in first round exchanges, but they might oh no. Listen, Uphold has their problems, but at the end of the day, they never turn their back on the USA with XRP. So if it wasn't for all of their things that I disagree with, I would still be there too. It was one that I was at least verified. It's just I don't like some of their inner workings, so I found a different way is all. But this is all predetermined, absolutely, and premeditated. Oh yeah. So what do you guys think in the audience? I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm gonna let you control my money right now. If you think I should open up, let's see. Where are we at right now? $2.29. It's got a lot of room to work through this if it was going to fall through. So you could do a 5x and not have to worry. I'll leave it up to the audience. One, I do a $250 5x trade. Two, I open a swing bag and add like $3,000 worth of XRP in spot as a swing bag. Has nothing to do with my other bag in my wallet, but open the swing bag. That's the problem. Like, if you think it's going down, like that's what I want. And I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I just want to know what the audience would do if it wasn't their money. Okay? With me, oh, in my opinion, what is the, for me, BITUNIX is the cheapest. It's the one that gives me the smallest fees. That's why I leverage on the exchange. If you ask me honestly, that's why I always say use BITUNIX. But why do you guys think it's going down to $1.90? I'm just asking, like, why do we, couldn't break 242 that? No, it's not bearish. Are you looking at the formation? 242 is irrelevant. What's 242 got to do with anything? You're in the wrong frame, my friend. 252 is where we got to get through. 242 is irrelevant. No offense. You should see the Batman pattern. That's what we're trying to invalidate. That's if this was a bear trap, that was the design. That's why, this is why when I first start, a lot of times I draw it out so people can see, but I have it on a different chart. It's either going to do this. Remember when we talked about this and then it would have consolidated and got rejected, or something would have had to happen to where we get a lot of volume pushing in and a lot of positive momentum, some kind of catalyst usually, and then you form the W. And yesterday I said this didn't come up high enough, so then we created a bullish Gartley within a much bigger W. So if this plays out, you can still get the M as my point here, folks. Look how much better it would look as a Batman. Doesn't that look like a real Batman? I call bullshit. That's not a Batman. I've been saying it since the beginning. The real Batman would be that. That's how you would drop the hammer. Everybody's excited about RLUSD. You get a proper retest of the high. And then, just think of it this way. Everybody's excited about RLUSD, right? Now everybody's really shit in the bed. Everybody and their mother right now is telling you XRP is a good buy. I'm getting a little nervous. When I was telling everybody it was a good buy, nobody was talking about it, and I was being called an idiot. Now everybody's agreeing with me that it's good. I don't like that. You know, I don't like that. So, but what makes more sense to you? Do you think the Batman top would be this little puny part of the pattern after that big 400, 500% surge? Or do we think, you know, it might look a little bit nicer up there? Oh, I'm going to look at more charts. Trust me. This is just a small time frame so that you guys could see it. I'm going to go into the daily and the weekly. Oh, I love contrarian investing. No offense to the fellow man and woman, but I like betting against the fellow man and woman. If they're all agreeing with me, if the shoe shiner, in a sense, can tell you what to buy, I'm on the wrong one. Like, now everybody's an expert. Everybody's become an expert. You should look at TikTok. Everybody's an expert. That means I'm in the wrong place. Everybody was a critic before. I liked it. Oh, I liked it. Oh, you smell that? That was the tears of the critics. Now, all of a sudden, it's the tears of the ones who are investing in the wrong spot. Like, I like the accumulation phase. I tell everybody this every time. In the accumulation phase, I love it. It's boring. It's steady. You can accumulate everything in your wildest fantasy, even if you're broke. Go collect pop cans over time. I'm just saying, there's ways to do it. When it's in a bull market, you've lost that opportunity. Now, if you buy it up here, you make one wrong mistake, and look, this is the funny part, and it's not funny, but right now we're sitting at $2.30, and would you believe 75% of my comments now are about how they're down money, you know, and my videos, or how they hate XRP because they lost 30%, or it's like, and I ask this in all sincerity, if you buy it right here, and you were willing to let it come into your pocket and say, $2.30, I'll buy it. Why on God's green earth could you convince yourself to buy it here, but you couldn't convince yourself to buy it at 53 if it was going to go down to 20? Or down to 30? Or down to wherever in your head you thought it was going to go? But you're willing to buy it here at $2.30, knowing that one small drop brings you back down to catastrophic levels. Like, you're on the verge here. But before, you had no risk. Even if it dropped down, you could have kept buying. We were so cheap. So I have 3 things that I believe could be the reason why. 1, you didn't buy the bear market, and you're just having regret, and you said, no, I could buy it here, and at least if it hits 549, I can at least save face a little bit. 2, FOMO is just that out of freaking crazy. The fear of missing out is just unbelievable. 3, you just found out about it because of the recent stuff, and you're regretting not knowing about it sooner, but you're not willing to miss another minute. And then you're going to buy it for the next few years if it comes, just in that scenario, because now you know what you've seen. CB, just do TA. I thought I was doing TA. Stop complaining. If that's what you're getting out of this. Does that sum it up for you, friend? This isn't complaining. This is real. If you don't want to be real, get the fuck out. No offense. That's how I feel this evening. If you don't want to learn real facts, goodbye. Like, tonight's not the night to be a dick. And I'm not going to be negative anymore. I'm just saying, let's not prescribe to that theory. Because if I start doing that because of the audience, this is the point, folks. You got 3 seconds of it. Don't enjoy it because you're not getting any more. If I start to act like that and you act like that, then I act it back. Then what happens? We turn from a positive to a negative. So I don't even want to get into it. But I'm asking a real question. You can see the TA in front of you. If you don't want to learn, that's fine. And I'm just going to not look at the comments for a little bit. But if you don't want to learn, that's fine. But I'm really asking a real question. And I got all the time in the world. But I'm really trying to ask a real question. And the reason I acted like that just now is to show you that's how quick things can change. And we don't want to do that. I'm trying to be open with everybody. If you want me to just be Mr. TA and a robot, I can. But that's not what I want to do. So, I don't think I even did an intro. So I'm going to do my intro and then we're going to get through this. Good evening. 10:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I do appreciate everybody tuning in. It's getting a little late, and I can understand that some people are happy, some people are mad, some people are impatient. I got a program. I do it a certain way, and if you don't like it, that's okay. That's okay. I don't need to boot anybody out. I was just making sure that I didn't miss, because I felt like somebody donated earlier, and I feel bad that I didn't get to it, but now it's not showing me. I know somebody sent a donation. If you did, please, no, I didn't mean to miss it. So, this descending, like I was saying, the descending wedge, it could possibly be a descending wedge that we're playing into. It's got a big W reversal set up. Right now, we've got this in the shorter time frame. That's a Bullish setup. This right now is interesting because we came down and in the 2-hourly, we're showing like a reversal candle. But now, with 23 minutes left in this 2-hour candle, this could actually show a lot of strength. But it does, you got to let this play out a little bit because we need to see if it holds this area because we should be coming up here very quickly to about that $2.50 in real time and see if that's a real downtrending resistance that's going to hold us. I can still see it coming up here even if it's bearish and pulling a real big M here. I could. So we've got to get past that and then we've got to get over that initial 320. That's what ends up playing out here after you measure it. It could be a little smaller. I mean, we could still have the 310, but that's over the top where we're looking to get in the clear. That's where we're trying to get clear. That's really where we're trying to get clear. Another way you could look at this is like a falling channel. And we've absolutely played the falling channel perfectly. And one could say, hey, Tom, isn't that kind of like a bull flag? I'm not going to argue with you. Because if you take it out into a bigger time frame, you can still see the M, but you can also see how it would have ripped the W out of there, right? I think you can start to see this. I showed this one on the contrarian view that it was going to go down instead of up. That it was riding the uptrend, it forms an M, and then all of a sudden it breaks down and forms a right shoulder, and then we know we're falling off a cliff. Now, what I would like to see happen, because it's a bullish consolidation is what it looks like, and we haven't given that area up, I would like to see it break out of here and first hit that target out of this consolidation around 299. You hit that target about 299, it's going to give us both things. One, maybe the anticlimactic moment or climatic moment where we make a real big M here and actually do the real Batman top. Two, we push over and hit $3 for the first time since 2018. And then if you hold that, we know $3.10, $3.20, and then what's above that? All-time highs, and then what's after that? Discovery. What you want to happen before discovery is you want to hit that all-time high. Let's just say it's 365 on your particular exchange. You would then want to fall all the way back to 299. Don't shoot the messenger. The fact we already back tested $1.98 after going to 292, and we came all the way back down to $1.88 roughly. You'd want to do the same thing when you hit all-time highs, and then you back test this layer of resistance that we're trying to flip to support, which is right here about, right in this area, at least to me. Let's see. Jose, thank you so much for the $9.99 donation. He says, I really appreciate your work. I'm an Elliott Wave guy, but really like your TA. I appreciate the perspective. If you're an Elliott Wave guy, is this a third wave? Or is this a new wave? Are we trying to go out of a corrective wave now? Like, that's awesome. I love that. Love that. Randall Holdman donated. Oh. Why 299? What do you mean, like the back test? Why if you're asking why 299 out of this, because this is the technical push up here to try to break over this resistance and then clear this top. Excuse me. And a back test, that's why I said you could lower it if you want. But a back test, you would want to have the big consolidation moment before the breakup, because the uptrend is going to end up, no matter where you go, watch this uptrend. This uptrend is going to still be your friend the entire way up. Look at this. The entire way up, this is still going to be your friend. That uptrend is going to either last or it's not, and it's going to bring you to eternity. Like, that's going to have to be your uptrend. So my whole thing was, hey, 299, if we bounce up and it does have that push to all-time highs, we're going to have to come back down and try to hit some kind of support. Maybe it's at $3, but we're going to have to prove that that uptrend stayed intact, just like we did here. We were basically going, and we went, whoa. Whoa, uptrend still good. Uptrend still good. Up, didn't hit, corrected, did not come back to the uptrend. We're scared. Uptrend still buyers. And that's usually what happens. And then it'll be like, oh, buyers, or it'll just do it here. Buyers need it, and then boom. But you're always looking to get that buyer, and you know it's on that uptrend because that's where it started. And that's why you can literally go through this the entire time and do what I just said, and I'll do it again without all this writing. And it makes sense if you start to understand this. And it seems like maybe for some of you, this is second grade stuff, but when I was first starting to learn the charts, if somebody would have just showed it to me like this, I'd have been so appreciative. But unfortunately, everybody I tried to ask wanted me to join a program. But, you know, when I got 2 cents in my pocket, I can't afford a $300, class. So I'm going to teach you. See how it was? We're just sideways chopping. Sideways, 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 sideways. Whew. What the hell just happened? We just found some kind of surge. Now we're dropping. Hey! That's kind of nice. Whew. Oh no, we're dropping. Hey, wait a minute. Again, every time we hit this seemingly an uptrend here, buyers seem to come in because now they're recognizing an uptrend. Missed the buy. Still not buying. Not tricking me, right? You missed the buy. Whew. Hey, there's that familiar uptrend again. Now it surges 26% off the uptrend. Forget the catalyst. We don't even know what was the reason before. Remember Trump and all this? The charts are predicting when they release the news. That's all. It's all orchestrated. And now if it comes up, whether it breaks out first and then comes, or rejects and then comes back to the uptrend, which is what I would want, and then it surges, it's going to always try to use that uptrend as its friend. Always. It seems so simple, but it's not, because you got to determine where an uptrend starts and where the consolidation's been. If you watch every day, it's easy, but if you don't, you're so it's so confusing. I'm just fortunate that I do this show, and it forces me. Even if I didn't want to, I have to. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, I'm not feeling bad about the chart either. I am not feeling bad. Oh, yeah, right now, we should be bullish. We back on bullish. I mean, honestly, we just finished ABC, start of wave. That's what I was asking, if this was actually the start of wave 3. That's what I was trying to say. Because if we finish the ABC, that technically would deplete the second wave then as an ABC corrective wave. And if that's the case, I mean, wave 3 is supposed to be what? Is it wave 3 or wave 5 that's equal to the first? I think wave 3 might be the smaller of the 3 then. I can't remember though. Is this a 3 or 5 wave? I need to know which way you're looking at this. I love it. Yes, if you're in, so this, somebody asked me a question about cross and isolate. So that's reference to leverage trading. So if you're in cross margin, let's say you have $500 in your leverage account and you take out a $250 trade. Well, because you have it on cross margin, your whole $500 is at play, but it'll give you a lower liquidation price. But remember, all of that money, that liquidation price is based on the entirety of your holding. So what some people do is, the rich people, they'll take out a $5,000 trade, but they'll have $150,000 in margin. And just hear me out, because no matter what, well, maybe 10 times, so 50,000 in margin, that'll be sitting there in their portfolio and cross. Because if they're, let's say they're doing a 10x trade, instead of it coming down 10% to liquidate them on a 10x or 8%, they've got 5 times more. So it would have to come down and basically cut in half to put them in jeopardy. So then they figure they could do whatever. They might have even more. So in cross margin, it's all in play, but it will give you a lower liquidation based on how much of that margin you're putting into play. Now, if you have $300, some people would say in cross margin, if you use all 300, it doesn't matter. Incorrect. If you use cross margin, and let's say you're on a $300 trade and you use all 300, if you're up 10%, you're going to get some capital back. So let's just say the trade's now up like 150 bucks. You're going to be able to use that margin and you could splice it into another trade. But remember, if you do that, your liquidation price goes up. It's kind of like taking out a loan from yourself. So if you're right, you can kind of compound it. That's what I was doing on the run up. Remember, it started with IOTA or IOTEX, and then it turned into like, I don't know, there was a few of them, but it was pretty cool. But if you do it at the wrong time, you get liquidated quick. Isolate means if you do a $200 trade, it don't matter if you have $1 million in your account. Only that $200 is at play, and only that $200 goes into your liquidation price. It's the best way I can say it. The best way I can say it. So, and you can, let's see. So somebody said, I made bank today doing just that, had loads of Tether just sitting 75. There you go. I mean, 75x is kind of risky, but you obviously know what you're doing. So you know the risk reward. I guarantee this gentleman has had a great day today, but he's also taken it like I have, right to the back of the head. Using leverage that high. It's good and bad. There's always good times if you can get it, but there's always those bad times. So don't just think we're making money every time or he's making money every time. I don't want everybody to think that. Because I'm a actual spot guy myself. I like spot personally. So Alice said wave 5 incoming. Thank you, Alice Anthony, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by alien. The dad says 4th corrective wave. We're not up to the 4th corrective yet, though. We were just on a corrective, if you're going by that. Ronnie says wave 3 incoming, so it's a 5 wave. Yeah, I agree with that. It's on the 3rd wave if that's what we're doing. Daniel says last 2 cycles we did the same December to... We sure did. We sure did. Okay, I'm getting a lot of knowledge. So we're in wave 4. Okay, now you guys are confusing me. Now I'm confusing myself. Some are saying 4, some are saying 3. Okay. No, stop. Tom, XRP going up. What do you mean stop? I'm doing analysis. I don't understand what you... I don't understand. You don't want to hear me rationalize what's going on? Man, oh man. I would want to get all the information I possibly could. I would want to know what the hell this guy's thinking. I mean, if you just want me to give you the numbers, I can. Here we go. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, we got a little flag started. I mean, that's what I could do. The technical target here is $2.70 if it plays out properly. But if you play it out to the top of the flag, you take the wick, it'll get you up near that 293. If you're looking for consolidation and confirmation, well, you can measure the channel. And then you can measure out. And then at the break point, that's your ultimate target. That's how I got $3.20. But since I don't need to build up to it anymore, that's fine. $3.15. We've got the bull flag that brings you to about $2.92, $2.93, which conveniently gives you the double top on the M topping reversal. If it gets rejected, if the little channel plays out, then you get above it. You could back test $2.92, which would be absolutely spectacular. And then you could run towards all-time highs. And then the technical target is $5.49. But I'm sure my beautiful audience can figure that out with my but I'm not going to be like that. But you see how I could. I like to do that sometimes. We're not going to do that. But that descending wedge, that's the target. That's how you get it. We've speculated that there's a massive W that could start. And if we did pull this massive cup, because I've speculated here that from that our cup isn't done. Like, imagine this. Imagine, just hear me out for a second. And I know it's crazy. Remember how crazy it was when I made the smaller one? What if this is just one big cup from 2018 and we made a big W here and it's just one big cup? Well, I'm glad we're all on the same page now. You know why? Because now that you understand what I'm seeing, we can do a real analysis here. Let me stay on the calm side. See, that's my 2024. 2025 is gonna be spectacular though. If I could keep it in control like I am these days, I can't wait till I take the next step. That would be my true Zen. You guys haven't seen Zen time yet. It's coming. So then you talk about the breakout. Does this even hit? That's the point. Does this even hit our technical wedge target? Probably not. So could there really be some validity? Probably. But actually, I'm not even in the right spot. What am I talking about? What am I doing? You guys are right. I didn't have to look at the comments, but I think you're on the same page. I didn't measure it right. I was just giving you false hope. That is more like it. Now, you could say it goes farther down. Like I could go, and I will. I'm going to go all the way. We're going to go all the way down. We're going to measure the true depth of this cup. Nope, that's too far. This is just speculation, folks, that this is what's happening, remember? All right. $3.62 is where I'm going from. Put you a little higher than my target, right? If that's an actual cup, right? So if we want to just cut the nonsense and we just want to get to where we're going without all of the details and just like a quick, that's basically what could be happening here. So now when you start to interject and put everything together, if that's a massive cup from the all-time highs, and this has just been a 7-year cup forming, holy shit. Now you're talking about a 35-cent buy and it'll get you almost 70 grand just off of this small consolidation, and that would just be the start. So, I mean, it's fun to know what's going on. I would much rather have somebody tell me exactly what they're thinking and know instead of just showing me the chart. I would want to know how to do it instead of just wanting to get to the end because I have no patience. That's just me. That's just me. I give a lot of time for free. And yeah, I make money because people are in Tom's army and, you know, from advertising and things like that, from the ad revenue. But what I mean is, to get the information, all you got to do is watch. Sometimes it's best to just not say anything, you know, and just take it in. Because my thought process is weird. If I can be free flowing and I'm not defensive, because it's probably one of my biggest stigmas that I get defensive for no reason because I have no reason to be. But it's because I want everybody to learn. See, I'm not getting defensive because I care about you guys criticizing me. I'm getting defensive because I know now you're not listening to the real knowledge. How the hell do you know what's going on now? Like, are you picking up what I'm saying? Because there's one obvious thing that we're not talking about in the monthly. Has anybody brought this up on any other station? If we have such a big breakout, why is the volume still crashing? If we had an open and honest conversation with ourselves, even in 2021, when we had that breakout, look at the volume. Like, we can talk real or we can talk real. We had 5.8 billion in the monthly. We didn't even hit 1 billion. That's the truth. Miss Vicky, welcome in. I'm so glad to see you in here. So glad to see you in here, love. Been in Tom's Army for over a year. So dedicated. So dedicated. Hey, thank you everybody for the support. I'm sorry for I don't remember who it was who I used as an example. But honestly, no offense to whoever it was. I'm not even going to say the names because it's not important. The point is there's a lot of stuff we got to pay attention to. Like, I'm nervous about this a little bit. That's the one thing that gets me. Like, with all of this positive news and all of this, it doesn't make me nervous. It gives me hope. Let me rephrase it. I'm not nervous. Hope. Because after a big consolidation, what do we always say? You're looking for a little surge. And we kept coming down. That's a little surge, right? And now with the RLUSD, couldn't that take us home? Could this be the 3 to 5 billion That's my point. I'm not saying we're bearish. I'm saying, have we not taken a second to look to see the possibility here? We didn't even pull a billion candle yet in a monthly. We haven't done it yet. Look at the opportunity still here. If that's the case, that 698's coming. Or that 549's coming if we pull one of these candles. Easy. Remember, we're not going from fucking 25, 30 cents up to $1.96. We're going from $2.30. That's a big difference. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to get overexcited before I have to. But there's definitely something brewing here. And it's different. This is different. It's like with the Lions. I could tell it was different. With Michigan, I knew we were going to win the title last year because it was different because we got beat so much. And when you have all the right guys coming back, like with the chart, we got all the right stuff right now. There's not one thing I can point to and say, oh my God, I'm scared. There's not. The only thing that made me scared was that I thought we were going to $3 or $3.15 without backtesting the 2021 high and that FVG around $1.85. I made it very clear. And what did we do? We tested it all. I have no reason to be nervous. That's everything that's going through my head right now. Like, I really wanted to share all of this for a reason. And I did. I'm proud of myself for not being a dick. You know what? I kind of was, though. I apologize. But sometimes you have to do it. If that is a 7-year cup on XRP, I think Corium, Sologenic, and XRP Healthcare might hit $100 each. Hold on. You know, actually, if there were some that could hit $100 each, like, I'm not just saying this. I don't hold Solo or Corium right now. But Solo and Corium both have total circulating supplies of 600 million or less, I believe. XRP Healthcare has a total circulating supply of under 100 million, and we all seen the hellish volatility of this thing. It's back up to 20. When I seen it last, it was 13 cents. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Timber might... I love knowing technicals. Ronnie, thank you so much for that $10 donation. I also love not talking about donating to my channel now. It's a big thing for me. Because you guys are doing great. There is one thing I got to say, though. I promise to do this, and I apologize if I'm not going fast enough on the charts for you guys, for some of you. But I do feel very strongly about this. I have to look every single day, at least one time during the live, to see if we have any new members of Tom's Army or if anybody's re-signed up to Tom's Army. That was one of the critics from members of Tom's Army, that I wasn't doing that enough when they were re-signing up or the day that they joined. So I apologize, and I'm going to do better. DGB's up 4.78% if you're not paying attention. Great opportunity with DGB. I love DGB. So we have had no new members and no re-ups today. So easy. That's easy. Moving on. Let's see. Anti-communist, $2.30. Mike Concho, bless you too, my friend. I went a little deep on XRP Healthcare when the bottom hit months ago. Oh, yeah. I got 61,000 and some change at about, I mean, I don't know what my average is because I had a 2.2 cent average, but then I staked it and got 6,000 something for free. So does that bring my average down? I don't know. You be the judge. My opinion on Ondos, I don't even know what the heck that is, to be honest with you. Edgar says, you know, I feel bad. I'm going to turn the comments back on. It might not let me, though. Nope, see, it doesn't let me. See, that's the thing. If I turn them off one time on YouTube, they'll shadow ban my comments. Please give Tom a big thumbs up. 136 likes to 301. Who said that? Tom, you're a Michigan and Lions fan. I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? I'm the defending. Why are you sorry? Why are you sorry? I'm the defending national champion. You don't have to be sorry. I'm the happiest I've ever been as a Michigan fan since 1997 when I was like 12 years old or 13 when they won it. Don't be sorry for me. We just beat Ohio State with the worst team we've ever had that beat Ohio State. I'm happy. And we got the #1 player ever. Speaking of Corium, I actually grabbed some because of a friend of mine. What do you think of the charts? Also, I agree about DGB. I feel like that will rock it in this bull run. Absolutely. Oh, well, Britt, enough said. Enough said. The only reason I like Ohio State is because we beat you 4 years in a row. But before that, it was not fun. But in the 90s, it was great. That's why I have fond memories of the 90s. You guys couldn't beat us with Cooper, and I got Cooper Jr. So I prefer you keep him for all eternity. You guys got a terrible draw against Tennessee. Let's just call it for what it is. Indiana should be playing Tennessee. And if it's my opinion based on the schedule, I think Ohio State should have played like SMU. I think they should have got that draw. That's just me. I thought that would have been a compelling game. Ohio State against SMU, not Tennessee. That's too good of a matchup. Ohio State didn't deserve that. But then again, Oregon, the best team in college football, got screwed because they got the hardest schedule. But anyhow, don't want to go into that. Let's keep it on track. We got to talk about the RLUSD stablecoin. So, what happened here? So, this is what ended up happening. So, XRP news today. RLUSD approval fuels XRP rebound as Bitcoin hovers below 97K. So, Ripple stablecoin RLUSD gets U.S. regulatory green light. And we'll go into what Brad Garlinghouse said as well. Well, I guess they're going to talk about what he said. So, on December 10th, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse announced that in my dad's birthday today, if you're out there, Dad, watching The Abyss, happy birthday, 66. Announced that the New York State Department of Financial Services approved Ripple USD stablecoin. And he said this, Brad Garlinghouse, this just in, we have final approval from NYDFS for RLUSD. Exchange and partner listings will be live soon. And reminder, when RLUSD is live, you'll hear it from Ripple first. Ripple introduced RLUSD in June 2024, a one-to-one US dollar-backed stablecoin aiming to provide transparency and stability on the XRP Ledger and Ethereum block. Well, it's the Ethereum network. Listen, if you don't know what a one-to-one means, don't go selling your XRP so that you can trade RLUSD because you think it's starting at $1 and it's going to go to 1,000. Because I've seen a bunch of channels say this, and for the love of God, turn them off, please, so I don't have to defend these comments. The stable coin is literally no different than USDT or USDC, except it's backed by U.S. government bonds, unlike USDT and the U.S. dollar and so on and so forth. All it is you holding your money in it outside of a trader. You're just, it's basically a savings account. So how I hold my money in USDC, once RLUSD is on the exchange, I'll never put my money in USDC to hold it for a trade, ever. It will always go into RLUSD so that it can be used on the ledger, and then it'll give traction. So that's how it'll always be stored, always. There will never be an exception. So just like you put your money while it's on the back burner, while you're waiting, maybe waiting for the bear market or whatever the case may be, you'd put it in RLUSD and it'd be stable. It'd be just as, so if you have $10,000, it's meant to stay at $10,000 for all eternity. If it goes down up to 12,000, it's bad. If it goes down to 8,000, it's equally bad. Because then you don't have pairing one-to-one, and then it's very volatile and unstable. Look what's happening to USDT lately. It's been going out of control here the last few days. If you actually look, and it doesn't look like it, but it's starting to go from a penny over to a penny, or it's just getting a little weird. So Ripple introduced RLUSD in June 2024, a one-to-one US dollar-backed stablecoin, aiming to provide transparency and stability on the XRP Ledger and Ethereum. Ripple plans to use RLUSD alongside XRP as part of its strategy to grow its global remittance business. The NYDFS approval marks a significant milestone for Ripple, supporting the expansion in the U.S. and its challenge to traditional banking systems and SWIFT. The RLUSD approval could be a blow to the SEC. Securities and Exchange Commissioner Chair Gary Gensler and the agency's appeal of Ripple case-related rulings. And there's a rumor that on the new Securities and Exchange Commissioner, when he gets sworn in, I believe it's on the 20th or right when he takes place, his number one thing is going to be to dismiss the case outright. That would mean that the SEC might lose out if they actually they'll dismiss the appeal, and then they would probably still pay the fine. But there's a chance that the SEC overstepped here, and wouldn't it be funny if they get nothing? But they'll get something. It's all in the play. Can't let the government get nothing, after all. In March 2024, the SEC filed a remedies-related opening brief, seeking penalties and an injunction prohibiting Ripple from selling unregistered XRP to institutional sales. The SEC mentions Ripple stablecoin in the Ripple case. In April 24, remedies-related brief, the SEC labeled RLUSD an issuance of a new unregistered crypto asset. Judge Annalisa Perez's decision not to grant the SEC's injunction removed a major roadblock for Ripple's U.S. ambitions. This approval reinforces Ripple's position while undermining the SEC's regulatory narrative. On Tuesday, December 10th, XRP rallied 7%, partially reversing Monday's 14.86% tumble. It actually reversed 26% below to the high, from the swing low back up to the swing high. It was pretty remarkable. Closing at 237, which is equally remarkable when it touched all the way down near $1.8889. That's crazy. That's a huge reversal. Significantly, XRP outperformed the broader crypto market, which declined by 0.78%, bringing the total market cap to $3.36 trillion. Pretty healthy still. Price trends will likely to... I'm not going into all the political bullshit. I don't care about that. I just wanted you to see that it was released. I don't care about the politics. I couldn't care less. Plus, the charts will tell us everything we need to know about politics anyhow, is what I learned a long time ago, and it's been beautiful. Again, still talking about this. That looks like a major reversal to me. And we'll see. We'll just have to see if it plays out the way it looks. That's all. It turned into a bullish consolidation. And now with the way it looks like a massive bull flag. And it should get us up. I mean, this short term should get us up here to like 258. It really should. If it doesn't and it breaks down from here, you might as well just say, uh-oh. Because that's the wedge version. But before I leave, because I'm going to go. It's getting late here. It's 11:05 p.m. And I still got a little bit more work to do here. So, but it really should. It really, really should break out of here. And if this is the support structure, which you see how it's going across here, I mean, this is really a good way to look at it. Right here, as long as this 222 holds, that's that big support structure. Remember, that's beautiful. That would be absolutely beautiful and stunning if this holds. And I'm going to use the 222 as the breakout point, because that's that massive cup and handle support resistance area from the handle target on the one that went from 2022, the 2-year cup and handle. Actually, yeah, 2 years, 22 to 24. The target was 222. Now, if it bounces off of there and propels, I mean, you're looking at $2. That's 272 off of this flag. So don't be surprised if it does make that move. Now, if you're looking for an equal, or it doesn't make that action and has the opposite reaction because you're contrarian. Let's say you get the rejection at $2 and no, it couldn't do that. It would have to be a rejection somewhere around here. Could bring you back down here. Would I count on it? No. I actually don't count on that. I'd say it's a 72% chance to break out here. 72% chance. It's probably higher, but because of the conditions of manipulation, I can't just say 100%. So 72% it breaks out here. And if you just want to have a smart stop loss, $2.19. There you go. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do hope you learned something this evening. I'm not somebody who just likes to do the charts and not give you reasons behind things. So if you can bear with me during my lives, I would greatly appreciate it, because then you can learn everything that I know. I understand some might not want to have the knowledge I have, but if you want to be successful in trading, I'll just say one thing. You don't need to have my knowledge, but you have to have similar knowledge. And what I mean by that, is you have to understand the trends. You have to understand what you're seeing in front of you. But when it comes to money overall, if we have the mindset, if we don't want to know anything, we'll stay broke. If we don't understand the difference between currency and money and the expansion of money supply and the contraction and the actual way things work, if we're always victims hey, this is what the interest rates are, or this is what it says inflation is, if you understand that's all BS and all inflation is a fancy word of saying they're printing too much money into existence and we're expanding the money supply, you don't have to listen to that nonsense. You can trade against it. Right? So you don't have to have that hopeless feeling. You can actually do something. And the reason I like doing this, isn't there a lot of people who have like anxiety? Isn't there a lot of people who are depressed and they're taking all of this? I don't want to get into it because I don't want to get banned. But when you do something you're passionate about and you help people, whether some of you think I'm helping or not, whether some of you think I am or not, that's not the point. I know what I'm doing. It's keeping me busy. I'm putting this content out for here and it keeps me from wandering to bad places. I had very serious head trauma when I was in my 20s from a very serious car accident. And I don't produce serotonin at the clip a normal person does. It's about 35% of what it should be. So if I go, sometimes when I get caught up in a comment, it's not kicking back. My serotonin's not giving me that happy vibe. So sometimes I feed into it. That's why it's the power of positivity. It's the power of love. And that's why I always say, don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and stay humble in your actions. Stay with that humility. Humility will take you a very, very long way. A very, very long way. It's taken me a long way. So, but that's basically the message here. I really do feel like this could break out here. But as some of you have said, you got to pay attention. You've got to be, okay, this has done this. We got this little bull flag. What is the opportunity here? Well, if I was a betting man, I would say this might be too easy to break out just right away, right? I would say if I was a betting man, people are probably going to use that $2.22 if I was trying to manipulate this. And I would kind of cut their throats a little bit and say, well, maybe they got in just now, and now let's just drop it to the back test here around 218. And maybe that would be the slingshot of a bull flag. And then you could actually start having the creation. Right now, I could see them, although we know the target, I could totally see them doing something like that for the leverage traders. So just pay attention, be careful. Let me look at the comments one last time just to make sure that I got everything that I needed. XDC, oh, for sure. For sure, XDC is a great buy. I've been trying to convince BITUNIX and HOTCOIN to get it on there forever, but they won't. HOTCOIN said this week they're supposed to have it on, but XDC, I mean, it's had a nice run up, but look at that flag now it's created. It had a huge consolidation to 7.5 cents. That looks really bullish to me. Even if it consolidates down, as long as you hold that 8.9, you're beautiful. I mean, I couldn't even have drawn that. It's a little bit lower. I couldn't have drawn that any better. Oh, no, it's not. That was right. I couldn't have drawn that any better. I just have it backwards. So, yeah, it looks really, really good. Looks really, really good. And then if some of you are interested, as you know, you might not, but I've been doing lives on TikTok after I get done on YouTube. It's a slightly, whoa. It's a slightly different vibe because I don't show the charts. I just talk about them and then we just kind of talk. But if you're interested in hearing more, you can always do that. I'll share a link in the bottom of here so that if you want to, you can, because I always go right to it because I don't have a lot of time. But I'm trying to be dedicated and trying to put out even more of myself than I used to. So I was like, I wonder if I could replicate my success on YouTube. Well, I've got almost 30,000 here and I've already got over 23,000. My average views per day on YouTube are somewhere now about 14 to 18,000 a day, depending on how many videos I do. On TikTok, it's between 27 to 50,000 views a day. So it's really helped me grow my community here by putting in a little extra time there, even though I don't like doing it there. But yeah, so if you want to join me there, you can always do that. Have a blessed night, everybody, and I really appreciate your time.